The biggest mistake people make when starting a faceless YouTube channel is thinking, if I just pick a good niche, I'll be fine. And yes, picking a niche comes first, always. But the real winners don't stop at their niche. They ask a second important question: what format can I use to deliver this niche in a way people actually watch and I can actually produce? And when I say format, I mean the visual style: 3D animation, 2D animation, realistic AI images, stock footage, sketch explainers. Pick the wrong one and you'll either lose retention or burn out. So in today's video, I'm breaking down the proven faceless AI video formats working right now and the best niches for each format, plus a simple AI workflow to create them. Let's jump right in. Alright, so format number 1 is 3D animation. This is when your entire video is built in 3D, scenes, characters, environments, so it feels more like a mini movie than a regular YouTube video. And that's why it works. It instantly looks premium. People trust it faster, and because the visuals are carrying the story, viewers stay longer, even when the topic is complex. 3D animation shines most in niches where people need to see what you're explaining, like investigations and mystery breakdowns, scams and financial crime, and even military history, where you're breaking down strategies from an educational angle. Channels that use this format are Black Files with over 300,000 subscribers, Loom with over 100,000 subscribers, and YarnHub with over 2.8 million subscribers. But here's the other lane inside 3D that people forget: cartoon 3D, Pixar style or stylized 3D. This is where a consistent 3D character becomes the face of the channel, without you ever showing your real face. You can run it as a Pixar-style host, short story episodes, or a 3D explainer. This works insanely well for niches like Bible stories and tutorials because viewers get attached to the character and keep coming back. Think Zinny Studio with over 150,000 subscribers and Bible Chronicles Animation with over 350,000 subscribers. Now, when it comes to monetization, 3D animation by itself doesn't guarantee high RPM, but paired with these higher value topics, it can pull medium to high RPM. And the workflow is simple. Use Notebook LM or Perplexity for research and a rough script draft, ChatGPT to tighten the script and generate prompts, Higgsfield to generate and animate scenes, 11 Labs for voice, then CapCut or Premiere for pacing and sound. That's what makes it feel expensive. Quick one: if you want my exact templates for this and weekly execution plan, that's exactly what we do inside my program Accelerate. It's my community where I help you go from I'm overwhelmed to I know exactly what I'm posting next. So if you're serious about building a faceless channel the smart way, join Accelerate. Link is in the description/pinned comment. Alright, format number 2, 2D animation explainer. This is one of the most popular and reliable faceless formats because it's simple, flexible, and you can scale it without burning out. There are tons of 2D styles, but the ones working really well right now are cutout 2D cartoon animation, caricature style 2D, stick figure or doodle animation, whiteboard drawing, cozy minimalist character animation, and abstract blob characters. Here's why 2D explainers work. People don't just hear the idea, they see it. So when you're explaining something like inflation, debt, habits, or business strategy, the viewer isn't trying to imagine it in their head, it's happening right in front of them step by step. And that clarity boosts retention like crazy. This format is perfect for niches where the goal is make complex things feel simple, like finance or economics, business, psychology or self-improvement, and book breakdowns. Example channels are Crayon Capital with 160,000 subscribers, Psychology Simplified with 170,000 subscribers, and Explain 101 with over 300,000 subscribers. And if you want a channel that uses different 2D styles really well, study TED for inspiration. They're basically the blueprint for this format. Now on monetization, if you lean into finance or business, you can hit high RPM. And even in education and self-improvement, the RPM is usually medium to high. because the audience is focused and intentional. The workflow is straightforward. Research with Notebook LM, write the script in ChatGPT, create the visuals in Recraft, and I like Recraft because it's built for clean 2D design. Then add voice in 11 Labs and edit in CapCut with light motion and captions. Format number 3 is cinematic AI images, and this one is growing fast. This is where you're generating realistic AI images, then adding movement on top, zooms, pans, parallax, plus captions and cinematic sound design. And the reason this format works is simple. It looks expensive without actually being expensive. This format is especially strong for story-driven niches, things like history microstories, mystery, and even cinematic horror storytelling, as long as it stays non-graphic. Reference channels that use these formats are beginning to now, with 290,000 subscribers, and Mr. Nightmare with over 7 million subscribers. RPM here usually lands medium to high. The workflow is efficient. Research with Perplexity or Notebook LM. Write scene beats in ChatGPT. Generate images with Nano Banana Pro. Animate the images with Kling 3.0 in Higgsfield. Voice it with 11 Labs. Then polish the edit with CapCut. The next format is map-based and parallax storytelling, and this is a cheat code for certain niches. Here, you're using maps, layered images, and camera movement, zooms, arrows, labels, borders, routes to turn information into a visual story. And the reason it works is simple. Maps create instant curiosity, so retention stays high and trust goes up because the visuals make complex topics feel factual and easy to follow. This format works incredibly well for geography with why it matters angles, geoeconomics like trade, energy, and supply chains, history stories about empires and borders, and infrastructure or choke point narratives. For channel references, check The Invisible Hand with over 250 subscribers, MapPack with 380,000 subscribers, and Real Life Lore with over 7 million subscribers. RPM here is often medium to high, especially when your topics touch economics, trade, or global systems. Now, workflow-wise, here's the clean setup. Start with Notebook LM to research and organize your sources. Use Claude for the long-form script, then run the key claims through Perplexity to fact-check and validate details. Build your map sequences in GeoLayers and Hera, and use After Effects for layered images, parallax, labels, and overlays. Add the voice in 11 Labs, then finish everything in Premiere Pro, tighten pacing, sound design, and final polish. Format number 5 is the stock footage documentary edit. This is the classic doc-style setup: B-roll, headlines, screenshots, quotes, and fast-paced editing. And it works because it feels researched and credible. You're showing real footage, real headlines, real proof, and that instantly builds trust. Retention stays high because the visuals keep changing. It never feels like the viewer is stuck staring at one frame or one character for too long. This format works really well for digital culture and creator economy stories or platform history breakdowns. For example, Internet Anarchist and Patrick CC channels use this format the most. RPM is generally medium, but this niche is a scale game. High views make it worth it. Workflow-wise, research in Notebook LM, script in ChatGPT using a simple 3-act structure, collect stock footage and screenshots, add narration with 11 Labs, and edit in CapCut or Premiere, where pacing and sound design matter most. Alright, the final format is all about showing instead of telling. This is where you record your screen, add overlays, and narrate while people literally watch it happen. And that's why this format works so well. Trust goes up instantly. Viewers can see the proof for themselves, and retention stays high because it feels like a live walkthrough, not a lecture. This format is perfect for AI tutorials and productivity workflows, research-based explainers, and online business case studies. For example, look at Isa Does AI and Parker Prompts. RPM here is usually medium to high especially when the content is tools or business based. Workflow is straightforward. Research with Perplexity, outline steps in ChatGPT, practice what you want to teach. Record with Loom or OBS, voice with 11 Labs or your own voice, then edit in CapCut with zoom cuts and captions. And quick disclaimer, you don't have to lock yourself into only one format forever. Some niches can work with two formats, like stock footage plus cinematic AI images, or 2D explainers plus sketch visuals. Just experiment with formats that have similar or complementary visuals so your videos still feel like they belong on the same channel. So here's the takeaway. Yes, niche comes first, but once you've chosen your niche, your growth speed comes down to one thing: picking a format you can actually produce consistently and that people in that niche enjoy watching. So do this: pick one niche you can commit to, pick one format that fits your skill level and time, and if it doesn't, outsource the part you can't do. Then post consistently long enough for YouTube to understand who your channel is for. And if you're still thinking, okay, but how do I actually start? I've put together a full 90-day plan that takes you from complete beginner to monetization. Click the video on the screen and watch that next.